Someone's not happy with how you look because they feel threatened by you, look good anyway. Lose the weight anyway. It's none of your business of what they think or what they are. But it is your business to do good to those people anyway and to show grace and elegance and embrace them anyway because it's a sign that howdy hey bays, my name is Evie Aswiti and I make videos about beauty and self-development. On today's video, we're going to talk about in a world full of envious and jealous people, embrace them. I think this topic will be really helpful for those of you that have experienced envy or jealousy from people and don't know how to deal with it or plagued your life. If you're interested in that type of topic and how to embrace the people that are jealous of you or envious of you, then keep on watching. Jealousy and envy are like cousins, but they're not twins. What makes them kind of differentiate is that jealousy is when you're threatened by your position in your life to another object or another person. So like think of when like a sibling gets a new baby brother or baby sister and then they come to the house and they feel jealous they're not getting attention anymore. That's what a basic level idea of what jealousy is. But in that example, it's more of like an innocent, human, natural jealousy that obviously the parents will sort through with, the new bundle to the family, right? Whereas envy is when you want what someone else has that you are lacking within yourself, right? So those are really the two differentiating factors. One being that between jealousy and envy, one, in my opinion, is more of a natural human experience in life. And two, envy is something that is a human experience in life, but it can lead to a lot more of a negative experience for most people if people act on their envy towards you. Now I want to get into why envy and jealousy is something to be concerned of, and why am I saying to embrace people that are jealous and envious of you? Number one, people that are jealous and envious of you, it's a sign that you yourself have value. Point blank period. You don't need to have it all together to have someone be jealous of you. You don't need to be perfect to have someone be jealous or envious of you. It's kind of falling under categories where these three buckets are what people can be envious or jealous of. So one can be of how you look. Someone could be jealous or envious of how you look. Someone could be jealous or envious of your personality, or how other people love you or react around you, so personality. And other third piece of your life that people can be jealous or envious of is your resources, your status, your money. That can be something that people are jealous or envious of. So if you fall into those three categories or experience envy or jealousy in those categories, then this video is really gonna hit home for you when I display what it means to embrace folks that, are envious of you because of those things or jealous because of those things. It's a sign you have value. It's a sign that in one of those areas, you have something that someone else notices about you and is jealous of it, okay? Or envious of it, okay? So what does that look like? In the looks department, someone could be jealous of your looks because you may look a certain way that threatens their position in achieving a certain result, usually with women, it could be how beautiful you are or how much you weigh or just, the comparative and competitive nature of getting a guy to like us or having favor from the world, whether from a job or what so have you, or better treatment by the way we look. And it could be the same thing for men too. That's an example of jealousy for how we look, right? And usually that's from someone that does not have what you have in the looks department, and they want that for themselves too. That falls into envy as well. But envy in the looks department could be, me right now, I have short hair, and then I see someone with very long hair, and I'm envious of their very long hair, right? That's falling into how they look. But if I had very long hair and I see someone else with very long hair, I can still be jealous of someone else with very long hair, even though I have very long hair, right? You know, maybe how shiny it is, or maybe my long hair might be weave or a wig, and someone else's long hair might be naturally grown out their scalp, So it's like there's so many nuances with envy and jealousy, but you see how I said earlier that they're cousins and not twins. You get me? So that's an example with looks. Personality could be, if you're a charismatic person, if you're someone that, has like a bigger personality, or if you're a very kind person, or you're a very smart person, people can be jealous of that or envious of that, given if they have a lower self-esteem and how their personality is, or simply put, just being around you is gonna remind them of who they are not due to your personality. And envy and jealousy can arise from that. Now, I want you all to know that just because someone is jealous or envious of you, it's very easy to go into the route of taking it personal. But in reality, it's truly on the bearer of the person that has beholden themselves to be jealous or envious as a personality trait within themselves, as something that's within their character, right? So it's one of those things where when I say embrace envy and jealousy, it's number one, understanding that you have value, and that is something that someone is noticing in a negative way, but it's your perception that is going to perceive it as something positive, that whatever you're doing is good. It's something of value, something that people want, it's something that is not easily obtained. That's number one. Number two is that with embracing people that have envy or jealousy in their hearts towards you, not taking it personal just means that there's nothing that you can do to take away your own intrinsic value of what they're jealous or envious about. That's going to affect you, right? So if you look good, or you have great personality, or in the third category, which I'll get into more a little later, you have resources that are not common to said person that is jealous or envious of you, what are you going to do? Get rid of those things so you can appease people that are envious or jealous of you? And that is an option that people take, right? But it's a cycle that doesn't make you as a person thrive in your best self if who you are and what you represent is going to make someone else uncomfortable, right? And with that, do you really want to live a life where you're appeasing other people at your own expense? Just really think about that. Because if I know someone's jealous of me or envious of me, and I'm aware that I can critically see that the person that's jealous or envious doesn't have what I have, am I going to really take it personal that I'm the problem? You know what I mean? And take on whatever they're projecting? If anything, you should be happy that in a perspective that takes discernment, that person's basically saying that I like what you have, but I don't have it in me to acknowledge that I admire you. I think in this life, we're so caught up in like, I have haters and, forget my haters, my enemies. But in reality, it's just human nature for people to be jealous or envious of you if they're lacking, or they're operating in a spirit of lack or a mentality of lack. And it's not your job to fix that for those type of people. And mind you, anybody in this world can be envious or jealous. But I do believe that there are certain people in this life that it's in their character, they can't help it, to be jealous or envious. Me personally, I don't have envy or jealousy come naturally to me, because I just like seeing people around me do well and do better and do good to the best of their talents and gifts and aptitudes. But I think that's coming from a place of me being self-aware of who I am and operating from a place of healthy self-esteem. Not a lot of people in this life have a healthy self-esteem. You know, not everyone is going to be happy for you. And if you move through life thinking that I can only be happy if other people are happy for me, then you're always going to be miserable. You're always going to be fighting people that are jealous or envious of you or taking on their projection of their negative energy when it has nothing to do with you. It's not your business, right? I first talked about jealousy and envy with how one looks and then personality, right? And then that's number 2, the personality. Now, when it comes to your status and resources of jealousy and envy, that's something that it does show up in different ways. If you carry yourself a certain way, if you have, live in a certain area, I guess, or anything that they can see as physical markers of you doing well, someone could be jealous of that or envious of that, especially if they know where you came from and maybe your disposition when they met you was a lower status or lower resources than where you are right now. Naturally, for people like that have seen you where you were not doing well in your resources department, but now they see you doing better, it's not a personal attack to you. It's more of a revelation of, wow, I've known this person for X amount of time and they've leveled up their life. What have I done in that time? And how come I'm still at the same place where I met them? Do you see what I mean? So it's like everything in this life is a mirror. And in this video with jealousy and envy, when someone's negative towards you, and it shows up in the form of being jealous of you or envious of you and wanting what you have, it's really a mirror of someone seeing their insecurities right in front of them. That's what you represent, the insecurities being highlighted on them. But instead of the person actually confronting their insecurities and confronting the accountability they need to take to get to a point where they can have what you have, they rather be jealous or envious. That, ladies and gents, is not your battle. It's really none of your business. I believe that if you show grace to people like that, and even show grace to yourselves if you're someone that has struggles with insecurity and jealousy and envy, then when you show love and show a sense of doing it anyway for those type of people, you're always going to find a sense of happiness of knowing that you are true to yourself. You are looking the best way that you can look. You have worked on your personality to be good to others and to be good to yourself. And in this economy, leveling up your resources is not a bad idea. So there's gonna be those markers of, hey, what I'm doing is elevating from where I was a year ago to 2 years ago to 5 years ago. People that are jealous or envious of you are those markers if they display it openly to you. So the next time you notice that someone's uncomfortable around you and with your presence, and you have a sense that it's jealousy or discernment, be happy in your heart that that's happening, because it's a sign that you are moving up. It's a sign that you are doing well. But that doesn't mean that if you are aware that someone's jealous of you or envious of you, that you are boastful about your qualities that are making them jealous or envious. It's a very dangerous game to play if you know someone is envious and wants something that you have and you're flaunting it in your face. In very extreme cases, people aren't here anymore because of that, or have some level of discomfort or harm in their life due to not exhibiting humility with the blessings in their life. So it's important to know and have discernment of when to actually be proud of what you have and where your position is in life and what service you're giving others in life, but also knowing that, hey, I already know that this person may feel a way about, I don't know, let's say you used to be 300 pounds and now you're like 140 pounds. Maybe the friends that used to be in that weight class, they might feel a way about you being slim now. It doesn't mean that you're going to gain back the weight. It just means that you're aware that that might be a sensitivity for people that remember you from back then, that probably thought that you would never differentiate from that birds of a feather class that you were in. And it could be something other than something physical like weight, because that was an example, but it could be even with, education. Like, let's say you went to college and advanced your education. People can be envious or jealous of that because they thought that you probably would go straight to work after high school and not do that. So there's always going to be something that someone is not pleased with you with. And it's up to you to really just accept that and do what you do anyway. Someone's not happy with how you look because they feel threatened by you. Look good anyway. Lose the weight anyway. You know what I mean? Grow your hair out anyway. Take care of yourself anyway. It's none of your business of what they think or what they are. But it is your business to do good to those people anyway, and to show grace and elegance and embrace them anyway, because it's a sign that they notice yet you're doing well. And if it was me and I had someone in my life that was jealous or envious or a hater, I don't have any haters, but for the sake of the video, I would rather put my focus into acknowledging that, you know what, like something in me represents something in them that they're not ready to address and to confront, and it's not about me personally. And focus my energy on people that are rooting for me and are pushing me to be the best version of myself, and just acknowledging that this is just life and we're all experiencing the human experience for the first time. For some folks that have a healthy self-esteem, that means that they encourage you and they're genuine and they're pure-hearted. And then for some folks, they're just not there yet. And I think if we didn't internalize negativity, we wouldn't leave room for our hearts to be hardened and to exhibit that same behavior to someone else in another instance. So let me know your thoughts below in the comment section. I would love to know if you've ever experienced jealousy or envy in your life. Tell me your stories appropriately below in the comments. Let's continue the conversation. And also, any other topics around these life lessons and wisdom. I love talking about this type of stuff. So let me know as well if you'd like me to talk more about these subjects. If you want a part 2, all of the things. I'm just, happy to share something that can apply to everyone. I know I do some like beauty and hair topics on here, but I definitely have a lot of thoughts in this noggin of mine that I think could be helpful to all my girlies out there. So my name is Evie, Aswiti. Thank you so, so much for watching. Always remember that you glow for a living because you're lit from within, beyond skin deep. I'll see you next time. Bye.